everyone, Cinema Buffs here, bringing you our review of John Wick. So we have a special location. We're shooting at Allied Productions, which is an awesome production company right here in Grand Rapids. If you want to know more about Allied, it'll be in the notes below. But let's get right into the review. We have been waiting for John Wick 2 for a long time. We're both super excited about this. So, what'd you think of the first film? I think it goes without saying we both liked the first film.
Oh yeah, definitely love the first film. I mean, not only is it really taut, tense action that's well shot and well choreographed, but it's also set in this beautiful world. They crafted this great universe. And so, starting off with the action in this one, they went so far and so ridiculous, so over the top of the first one. Where can they go?
Yeah.
And they found it, and then they went there. Like, they got more money, and they made the most of it. They put it all into the action. There's some good car chases that we didn't get in the first one.
Yeah.
And just the shootouts, top notch once again.
I agree. They went completely. The first one, like you said, so well choreographed. Long takes. You can see that Keanu Reeves has learned these action skills, and he's just a really good stunt guy, a really good action character. And in this one, yeah, they just took it a notch level up. I mean, it opens with a bang, which I really, really enjoyed. In the first one, it had some world building, it had some character development. You really got to feel for John Wick. What I loved about the first one is that they made you care about this character within 15 minutes. They're good, and then it's action, and that's why you care about the action that happens. And in this one, they gave you a little taste, and then it goes into a little bit more of the plot of why things are happening. So yes, all in all, the action is also brutal. Man, this one was a little bit, way more, actually not a little bit, way more gory than the other one.
Yeah, and there's more hand-to-hand fight scenes, and those were pretty brutal too. Like at one point, one guy's got a knife in his hand, and the other guy's got a gun in his hand, and they're both trying to get at each other.
Yeah, they tried to coin it as gun fu, so it's like kung fu with guns, pretty much, and that's exactly what it is. And John Wick gets pretty creative with some of the things he can find laying around to defeat some of his adversaries. So yes, the action completely delivered on all fronts. I think that goes just for the stunt coordinator and all the same crew that was part of the first one.
Yeah.
And bringing all these people back, you can see it's just cooperation. It's just they all are really passionate about making a kick-ass action film, and that's exactly what they did.
Like I said, the first one, the world building, they created this great universe with these gold coins, this kind of international currency, and just these weird services. All these hitmen have these services, just throw a few coins down, the bodies get cleaned up for you. Throw a few coins down, doctor stitches you up, and they went farther with this world building and this crazy universe that all these assassins live in. I think they did a good job.
I think they did too. They had so many cool little quirks in there.
Yeah, they expanded it, and it got to the point where it's you would think this is a little ridiculous, but this whole movie's just kind of ridiculous. And just how massive all the action is, and just all the the people are getting shot left and right, and then everybody around, all the bystanders are just carrying on with their day. And you got to forgive that, because this movie's just ridiculous.
It almost seems like the world forgives it. They all know this stuff's happening, but everyone keeps quiet. Everyone has a job to figure this out, so it doesn't interrupt the real world. John Wick 2 also had a difficult task of living up to the first one, which most sequels do. Not only that, the first one was sort of a sleeper hit. It came out of nowhere. I saw that movie and I walked out of the theater holy crap, that was way better than I could have ever imagined it being. So this one had to live up to it. And on top of that, in the first one, you care so much. It's a personal story. It's a revenge tale of him, getting peace for what happened to his wife passing away. And in this one, it's, you already know John Wick's a badass, so you don't get that sort of exposition that you got from the first one. Also, this one isn't he's not doing this out of passion in this one.
No, it's a task that an oath that he must live up to.
You're finally seeing John Wick on an assignment.
This movie doesn't treat the audience like an idiot. They don't waste anything. It's very tight scenes. You get enough exposition, you get enough character building, and then it's on to the next scene. And it's just so well made. We were talking about the action earlier. Everything's so well framed and well edited. Yeah. And these guys are doing this with a $40 million budget. Then you watch a Transformers movie that's got $300 million budget. It's just incoherent mess.
Yeah, you don't even know what's going on.
To get into a flaw with this movie, I think that at some points, yes, it did get a little too ridiculous and a little over the top. There was a point where it was funny. We were laughing in the theater, but they're walking through a crowded subway terminal, and they're just shooting at each other casually. It was funny.
They had silencers. So
right. The movie was kind of self-aware, how ridiculous it was becoming.
Yeah, I agree.
But at the same time, it's entertaining.
Yeah.
So it's forgivable.
It is.
All these little flaws, any problems I have with it, it's forgivable because it's so entertaining, and it just makes me want more.
And it's charming too. once again, not only do you care about the characters, you like these characters. And I have to comment on the final set piece. There's this mirrors action scene where I'm like, how did they do this? How did they have so many mirrors around? And through editing, taking the camera away, obviously they had to do all this editing of taking the camera away, but also making it, once again, such coherent, awesome, easy to follow action that is just brutal and to the point. And I was just really, really blown away. I mean, all the set pieces are great. We go to Rome in this one, so it's not always in New York, it's in Rome a little bit as well. So constant, and there was a point also where I was like, one of the characters is on a phone call, and you see this like awesome background, and I'm like, God, that would have been a cool one for an action scene. Boom! You get to see it with an action scene. Like, yes, they used it for an action scene. That's awesome.
They took this great style of action that they built, and they put in bigger, better set pieces. And that's all you want out of an action movie or an action sequel, is just go bigger and better. Make it bigger and better.
Yeah, and they did.
All right, Nate, so we gave our thoughts about John Wick Chapter 2. Why don't you go ahead and put a number on it and score it?
All right, so I enjoyed this movie. This movie is... These action movies are some of the best action movies I've seen in such a long time. Action movies like Mad Max Fury Road and John Wick give me hope against movies like Resident Evil, which is just garbage. It's not a perfect movie. I would say that, like, yeah, the effect of how crazy and how amazing John Wick is what he does, like, that, you know, you get that in the first film, you don't get as much in this. But still, go see this movie. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10.
Oh, that's pretty high.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Just a great time at the theater, especially, you know, around this time of year where the crappy movies kind of get dumped off in the early part of the year. But once again, very entertaining, very well made. And just, if you like the first one, you're going to love this one too. Yeah. And yeah, not a perfect movie, but I'm right there with you. I'm going 9 out of 10.
Yeah, it's mutual for sure.
Buff.
All right, everyone, that's our review for John Wick Chapter 2. What did you guys think? Did you see the movie? Leave all your comments below. We really want to know what you think about the movie. Also, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to Cinema Buffs. We appreciate the support as usual. Also, Allied Productions, we thank them for letting us shoot in their studio. If you want to know more about them, see more of their work, check out the link below.
Yeah, and join us next week as we review the new comedy Fist Fight. Big Ice Cube fan, big Charlie Dave,
Yeah.
fan. So really excited for this one. So we'll see you next week. But until then, don't forget,
there's no place like the theater. Hey everyone, Nate from Cinema Buffs. You know, life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. So click that subscribe button and become a Cinema Buff, and you can catch all of our videos as they're released. So thanks again for watching, and remember, there's no place like the theater.